And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Quivs here. Quivs does stuff in my PJs as per usual, because comfort is king. Gonna play a bit of Grounded. It's been a long time since I played this game, so much so that it's come out of early access and been released quite a while ago. In fact, like it's been out for 2 weeks or something now, and I hadn't revisited it in a while. I kind of wanted to when it first came out, but I had a whole bunch of other stuff on my plate. I decided that I'm just going to put those things aside and play some Grounded, because this was really good in early access. It's from Xbox Game Studios, so technically it's Microsoft, and Obsidian, who are famous for Far Cry, not Far Cry, what's it called? New Vegas. That one, yeah. Which was, you know, a Bethesda kind of game, but they got given the opportunity to do one of them. What the hell is the name of that game? Why can I not remember it? That's ridiculous. I'm absolutely struggling to pull that to mind. I'm going to look through my Steam library, because it'll be here somewhere. It is not called Fallout. Far Cry. Anyway, yeah, Grounded. This is essentially an homage to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is a beloved 90s, I'm going to say 90s, family movie, starring Rick Moranis, also of Ghostbusters fame. And it's good. It was great in early access. I have played it a bit before this stream, and it's good now that it's out of early access. Like, it's bug-free, or at least programming bugs. It's full of bugs. There are lots and lots of insects. I will say this really needs an arachnophobia warning. If you are scared of spiders, this thing has really good spiders. Like, they look good. If you're not scared of spiders, if you're scared of spiders, they look terrifying. It does have an arachnophobia mode. So I will show you. So on full arachnophobia safe mode, that's what the spiders look like. And you can turn it down. So if you are arachnophobic, this is just a little... have a quick look. At what the spiders look like at different levels. So yeah, I mean, they're game spiders, but that's a really good looking spider. And when you are the size of an ant, the spiders are enormous. So if you are arachnophobic, maybe don't watch this one. But yeah, we are going to get into it. Now, this is a survival crafting game, similar to most of them that you've seen me play and that you've probably played yourselves. It's just a little bit different because you are tiny. Now, I am going to play this on mild because I am solo in it. This is really kind of meant for multiplayer, and it does have crossplay, I believe, as well, so you can play with friends on Xbox and on PC. It is available on both platforms. Yeah, and there's like custom and stuff as well, but we're just gonna stick it on mild because I'm playing alone, and there's only 4 characters to choose from. They're really just what your character says when stuff happens. There's a lot of just vocal feedback whenever things happen. And yeah, what it sounds like.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Who are your characters? So I'm just going to go with Max.
Maxwell Smalls.
Let's call it Let's Play. And jump into it. Hey, man. All right.
You can't run from me, you foul beast! You think you outsmarted me? The mighty Muldoon? I don't think so, Yoked Girth!
Stay tuned for what happens next on Yoked Girth. Now a word from our sponsor.
Kids, are you ready for a new wild and wacky Punch-O fruit flavor? Introducing Apricot. It's a punch to the gut.
I don't know what to say.
Stop by, fill up, and make sure you get your Billy Hog.
I should point out this is set in the 90s. So this is like
Good morning, Brooke
what
Hollow.
American
Today is
advertising
October
looked
20,
like, but
1990.
it was
This
similar
is
worldwide.
your news. We have a special
yeah,
breaking
1990.
report. The police department has released information that more
So TVs
local
looked like
teenagers
that.
have gone missing.
They really did.
They were last seen earlier
cathode
this
ray
week,
tubes.
and the only connection between the teenagers
that's,
is that they are all students at Brooke Hollow
Album
High School.
player, cassette
This could
tapes,
be linked to the disturbing trend of other possible abductions and missing
games,
teenagers
consoles.
from our
Games came on
otherwise quiet
cartridges.
times. If anyone has seen the teenagers or has any other information, please contact
yeah.
the police department.
It's
The mayor of Brooke Hollow has put a curfew into
I mean, it's not
effect
hugely
for anyone
important
under
to the
18
setting, but
starting tonight.
there are little bits and pieces where it's like, what's that? I don't recognize what that is, and it's like, well, that's because you're not a child of the 90s, whereas I was. I mean, I was half a child of the 80s as well, but yeah, 80s, 90s. And yeah, like I said, Obsidian. Is it Obsidian that did New Vegas? I think it was. And this intro is new, like they never had this before. This only came with the release, so I never really knew. The story wasn't as fleshed out the last time I played it. But now it's a release version, so it's much more fleshed out. Not a very Halloween-y game, but the spiders are scary, so it's a little bit scary, which is Halloweenish. We shall see. Alright, and you will get these
What?
tutorialized things
Damn.
that sort of let you know what you should be doing.
Where am I? Are those roots? Nah, it can't be. This must be one of those prank
Those
TV
noises
shows.
are insects. So this is...
All right,
So if all four of you
next?
start together, all four
You're
of you
gonna be
start in here.
famous.
5 of you? Interesting. Those are things fighting. Those horrible noises. I think it's just ants. So I'm not worried because those aren't the sounds of anything I need to worry about. But yeah.
Nah. This isn't looking good, Max.
This is you in comparison to a baseball.
It's a speedy little green corn pup.
Yep, that's an aphid. Ah! Oh, it is something I have to worry about. It's a damn lawn mite. Normally easier to kill if you've got a weapon of some description. But since I just walked out, fists will have to do. Alright. Now there's lots of stuff that you can collect here. This looks kind of weird, but if you look at it from above, that's a cat paw print or a dog paw print.
Hey, buddy. Clogs now.
Look at that. It's a weevil. Hey, yeah.
Signal detected.
What was that? Some sort of radio signal? I wonder where it's coming from.
Yeah. So now we head towards that because it's the first thing you have to do. I will have to sort out some of my inventory as well. So, I mean, it's things you can collect are highlighted. There's a lot of hand-holding context clues on screen. See? So it says...
Whoa, look at the size of that ant. Honestly, I'm just glad it's not big enough to squish me.
Yeah, so he's not interested in me. They attack the weevils. Red worker ants. Worker ants are fine. They're passive unless you attack them first, and then they get aggressive. And summon soldier ants, so watch out for that. Yeah, so if you look at anything and it's highlighted, it'll give you the buttons to do what needs to be done. Right. So I'm just going to gather up an assortment of resources because I'm going to need a reasonable amount to get started. And then... So this is like a science laboratory thing. that's been set up, and you'll notice that it's your size, which is extremely weird. But that's because someone was doing something.
Had to have set up all
More
the
of this will
stuff
be,
here.
yeah.
But still, I'm not exactly sure where this is.
We'll establish more of what's going on as we go along.
Right. I should keep looking around.
So you get 3 charges. They do recharge kind of fast. You can't craft anything until you've actually discovered how to use those things. So you have to go to an analyzing station.
Science!
And get raw science, which then unlocks things that you can build using that thing. Now, it does unlock things that use things that you haven't discovered yet. So I haven't seen a clover leaf, but some of the things that I can make, like a trail marker, require clover leaves. So now I know that clover leaves exist in the world because of that. Yeah, as much of a muchness, it works, it's fine. Right, let's do some other things. We'll analyze the pebble. That'll give me my basic weapon and my first tool. And we'll analyze the plant fiber. Right. That ant is stuck. Okay. So now I can make a spear, which is good because we want a spear, and I can make a pebblet axe. Right, so I need crude rope. So back here you can make crude rope, but it does have this hot craft ingredient. So I click on that requires that I don't have. It shows me the hot craft symbol there, and I can hot craft the ingredient, and now I can craft the thing without technically jumping back to here. Although I can jump back to there if I want. It's just I don't need to. Alright, now let's sort out my inventory because I want that there, and I don't want that there. I also want to unassign all of these slots because I want them to be specific things. So let's assign a slot. So this sort of like defines what will automatically get slotted into that slot. So I like to keep a health thing on the end. What else do I normally have? A health thing and a light thing, and I can't think what else, but that'll do for now. Alright, and where's my axe? My axe can go there. Right, so now I have a weapon and I have my first tool. Now I can chop down these grass stems if I want, but I'm not going to because I don't need to yet. What I'm going to do at the moment is follow this path towards the next piece of scientific equipment, which I know is just down the road because I've been here before. And this will give you another sort of sense of scale. Now, we will take on this Weevils because he's scared. So yeah, they're not aggressive or anything. Whoops.
Wow, what is that?
Got it. Max is talking about this. I wasn't actually aware that you could swap between first and third person, but alright, you can. I prefer it in first person, it's just easier to aim and stuff, it gives you sort of some sense of scale. Speaking of sense of scale, yeah. Alright, next thing to do, press this button.
Haha, just like laser tag.
Cool lasers.
Nothing happened. Looks like the other 2 lasers are blocked.
Alright.
After all that build-up, this big mysterious computer doesn't do anything. Man.
So this one's blocked by this blade of grass here, so... can chop that down. Now it's just that one that's sort of phasing in and out. Alright, but let's grab some of these. I'm going to take it back to the science machine because you can actually analyze this as well.
Is that gnat drunk or something? It's coming right at me.
God damn it. annoying gnat. Anyway.
Meals on wheels.
One of them just died. I don't know what from. Occasionally one of them just dies. I've never been able to work out what it is. But they do just drop dead of their own accord. Just occasionally. Not very common. Oh, I thought he was coming for me. Alright, am I on the wrong side of the machine? Where am I? What's going on? No, I'm on the right side of the machine. It's, this way. Surely. Nope. Must have been that way. It's another dog paw print. There's the baseball, so it's around here somewhere. There is a map. If I get lost, I can always pull up the map, but I know it's around here somewhere. There it is. Excellent. So now it'll have recharged a little bit, and I can, again, analyze. Now, I've only got one, and I don't want to be carrying this piece of bladed grass around the entire time, so I'm going to analyze that now. It's actually just recharged to a second one. So, the blades of grass. Okay, now I've unlocked level 1. I've collected enough raw science to get a brain power unlock. And what that does is that automatically unlocks a certain level of recipes. If you already know them from discovering the ingredients, they appear here. If you don't, then you just get everything that's in that tier. And I have actually got lucky and got a second one ready as well. It's been long enough, so I'll analyze the sap because that'll teach me a few more things. Although actually nothing useful. I was expecting more. But that's okay. Now basically I did that because, as you can see, while I'm carrying around this blade of grass, I can't actually use my weapon. I don't know why. Yeah, so I can't use my spear while I'm carrying the grass. Because my hands are full and it's a two-handed weapon. You do get one-handed weapons. Yeah, you do get one-handed weapons. I don't know where I left the rest of that grass. It's a bit of a shame, but oh well. Oh, there it is. Cool. So we'll leave these here because we might have use for them later. Alright, now it says find water. Now you can just drink out of the dirty puddles. But they increase your hunger when you do so. So rather than doing that, another free aphid, that's cool. What you could do is if you keep your eyes up and look at the blades of grass, eventually you will find a dewdrop stuck to the bottom of them. Ladybug. All the way over there, though. We won't go all the way over there. Normally, if there's a dewdrop nearby at this point in the game, it'll actually give you an indicator to say dewdrop this way, so that you know there's a dewdrop over there. Oh, and here's the clover. I do need clover. I'm going to chop down the 2 clover. Alright, now it also wants me to find food. We'll get to that momentarily. I don't want to have to drink dirty water, but I might have to drink dirty water because I don't... There's one. I was going to say I can't find any damn dewdrops, but there's a dewdrop. What the hell is that? I don't know what makes that kind of imprint in the ground. Where'd that dewdrop go? Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Alright. If you want to get a dewdrop, you can just smack the grass and it'll fall.
That was refreshing.
And then you can drink it. Now, food-wise, you can eat things like aphids and gnats and stuff raw, but it's not great. However, I do have mushrooms, and we can just eat those raw because they're mushrooms and
I'm not picky.
they don't get that much better anyway. Now, I'm not going to worry about getting too much nutrition because we can cook the meat, and I'm sort of working towards doing that. So I'm going to set up a bit of a basic shelter here because this is sort of the first area of the game. Let's see now. So all these things with exclamation marks is because they're new. So I want a roasting spit, and we'll put that there. So you place blueprints. You don't need the actual materials to place the blueprint. And then you can load the materials into it as you get them. Now I need 3 dry grass chunks. That's a chunk of dry grass. So we'll cut that down. So dry grass, different to regular grass. And you get 1 extra one from the base. If you chop the base down as well. Should have been more than that. 4. 5. 5's good. Only needed 3, but there we go. Now how you light it, I have no idea. There's no explanation for that. But once you have it, you can cook stuff on it. You can't burn it. It'll just slowly cook on its own, and when it's done, and you can eat it. Up until that point, it'll just sit on the fire and it'll never actually burn. So don't be too worried about that. Alright, now I'd also want a trail marker so I know where home is in relation to everything else. Now, I happen to have everything I need for that. And we can go in here and we can say, alright, this is home red. Red home. So this is where my first home base is going to be. It's actually really nice graphics. It's a little bit cartoony, but not hugely so. And everything looks really good. Like, it looks really... I don't know what the word is. Satisfying. Alright, so now we've got some real food. So now I can eat the weevil roast. And that takes me to full food, which is much better. Alright, now, what do I still have here? I've still got so many things that I need to analyze, and I do need to analyze all of them, so I'm going to keep going backwards and forwards, hoping that the science machine is recharged. So it's solar, supposedly. I don't know if there's like a... I think these panels are supposed to be solar. I don't think there's an actual solar panel on it. But anyway, it's supposed to be solar. And the idea is you have to wait for the charges. Alright, let's keep analyzing. See, so your brain power goes up. Now, let's analyze things that might actually give me useful recipes. I can analyze the raw food. But I don't think there's anything else good to learn at the moment. Oh no, yes there is, because the lean-to, that's what I was looking for. So the lean-to is how you set your spawn point. And that's what I really wanted, is to be able to set my spawn point in case I do die. There are a lot of weevils around here. Sorry, a little slight nasal congestion. Not major, just slight. Alright, now a lean-to. So we can go into craft a lean-to. Freely rotate that. You can snap things to a grid. Normally that's like building stuff. So if you've built your first wall, all the other walls you can make them snap to it, and then you can use left control to rotate them and snap them to a 90-degree grid. Or is it a 45? I think it's a 45 grid, in case, you know, you prefer things like that. Alright, set respawn point. So now this is my base, this is my respawn point. Now, that will always be marked on my map, but let me just run a little bit away and give you an example. If I look back, because I placed a trail marker, I can always see that red mark. So that's much more useful than just having to open up the map and go, oh, I need to go more east, or I need to go more west or south or north. Much easier to just go, oh, it's over there. And that's how we do that. Right, now the next thing I'm going to need is a workbench. So we'll need one of these because this is how we'll construct slightly more advanced components. Right, we need 3 grass planks. Luckily, we have 3 of those already. I don't have enough sap, so I need to find more sap. Now, sap you'll just find on dead branches lying around the place. There are other sources, and we'll get to those later when we get further into the game. There, we got a bit of sap. Excellent, now we have a workbench. And on the workbench you can construct more advanced equipment. Although actually, all the equipment that I have at the moment, none of them need this. Except for the armor. Now the armor does. And I have no armor, so it might be clever to actually put together enough stuff to make this armor. So I'm going to need a lot of clover leaves, a lot of plant fiber to make crude ropes, and a couple of sprigs, and I don't have any sprigs left either. But most of that stuff is easy to find. So I mean, there's more plant fiber, there's another sprig. Sprigs. Cotyledon, the first leaves of a new plant. Most plants, when they grow from a seed, the very, very first leaves that come out of the plant look entirely different to any leaves that come later, because they're sort of shaped like the seed contains within it a couple of leaves that are wrapped up inside the seed, and they're shaped to fit inside the seed. So the first plant for most plants, the first leaves for almost every plant looks basically identical. Not identical, but very, very similar. They all kind of look the same because they're all shaped to fit inside. So yeah, that's aphid honeydew. So I assume they poop that out. But yeah, you need quite a bit of that. I mean, you don't need it. It's food. It counts towards water and food at the same time, which is good. I'm going to need more dry grass, oh no. I don't think I need it right now, but I am going to need it. So I'm going to grab some and have it in my inventory for when I do. Oh, you can go inside the machine as well. There's nothing really in here. You can't get electrocuted either. I thought you could, but you can't. Oh, that's interesting. Hadn't seen that before. Yeah, let's see if that's enough to make all the pieces of armor that we're going to require. Let's get to it. Now again, can hot craft these, so we can make clover hood. 3 clover poncho.
Oh, it's getting dark. Should probably find somewhere to crash.
I ran out of clover leaves. Yeah, so it does have a day-night cycle. It's kind of short. Typical of these games, it's not as long as a real day. Animal Crossing. It's not really a survival game, but Animal Crossing is the only game I've ever come across where the day actually moves in real time. There are other games where you can choose to slow the day-night mechanic of the game down so much that it moves in real time, but it's not normally the default setting for the game. There are a lot of evils here. Alright. 2 more rope and shin guards. And now I have a full set of armor. Now, it shows you the side effects of wearing your gear. So in the case of putting on the clover poncho, I get fuller, you stay fuller for longer, which means you use up less food. And it's light armor, which means you get a slight stamina increase required to swing weapons. So when you're wearing no armor and you swing weapons, it uses a certain amount of stamina. When you're wearing any armor, it increases. The heavier your armor, the more the amount it increases by. Now you'll see that that's now gone to ×2. And then ×3, because I'm wearing all 3 pieces. But then this has also appeared. You're squishy and retain water well, moist, which means that you don't need to drink as often. A lot of these are, you have to guess. There's nothing that really explains them to you anywhere. Or I think maybe it does it here. No, it doesn't. But yeah, it's hard to decipher. You kind of just have to guess. So in status, it doesn't tell you either. Now these are mutations. So later on, when you do certain things in the game enough times, you'll get an active mutation, or get a mutation that you can activate, and it'll do things like use less stamina when doing this, or have extra health, or move faster, or move slower but be able to carry more, things like that. And yeah, they're purely results.
All geared up.
They're not all just doing things again and again and again. Some of them are you have to actually unlock by visiting certain places. Speaking of visiting certain places, I'm going to visit this because it's another landmark. Ice cap mints. So a bit like Tic Tacs, but they're not. They're ice cap mints. I have no idea how you get in here. Whether you get in there. I do know that the mints are a kind of resource that you could use to craft tools and weaponry later in the game, but I've never reached that point. Supposedly there's one that's just hidden in the world that you can just find early and use well before,
Shoo, fly!
Getting that. Well before you're supposed to be at that level, but I've never found it. I don't know where it is. I have not looked online for spoilers for this game. I found that this game is pretty solidly self-explanatory. Like, if you just follow the tutorials and play it, you'll get the hang of it and you'll get the idea, and it all just gets easier and easier as you get better at it. Combat was the only thing that I sort of had to look up. You can block, right? And you can throw. And you can stab with most weapons. Now, some weapons, throwing them aren't going to be the greatest idea. Like, if it's a sword, you don't really want to throw it. A spear, it's good, but then you don't have a spear unless you go and get it. But what I didn't understand is that there's actually a parry mechanic. And I don't know if that's explained anywhere. It might be explained now in the release version of the game. But basically timing your block with something that attacks you's attack, you don't lose stamina for that block. Otherwise, you lose quite a lot of stamina. And for a lot of the big creatures, they will damage. Let's take this ant on and demonstrate. So now he's ticked off and his eyes glow red. See, and I failed to block that. Let's see if I can parry it. Nope. There I did. So that didn't use stamina and I took no damage from it. So yeah, basically that is an extremely important mechanic. Because when it comes to fighting some of the much, much bigger animals, that becomes really important, being able to parry effectively. Alright, now I haven't crafted any bandages yet. I should craft one. Don't have enough sap to make another one. Why have I got food in the healing slot? That's supposed to be a healing slot. X. Assign. Healing. Why is it choosing food? I've got a bandage. Oh well. Anyway. I guess you must heal a bit off cooked aphids. Alright, what else do I really need to... This is good to analyze, because this unlocks things.
Science!
So there's a red ant armor set, and the cool thing is, so soldier ants will attack you on sight, unlike red ant workers. But if you're wearing a full red ant armor set, they'll ignore you. You can just walk on down, straight into the ant hive, which is pretty cool. I believe the grubs... So like the baby ants before they've sort of developed, I think they still attack you. Alright, you can analyze the bandage, because believe it or not, the bandage is a resource that allows you to create an eye patch, which I don't know what that does, but it's a different set of head armor you can wear. I don't wear it. It's not really my deal. Sprig bow and stuff now. Yeah, I don't normally have this many gnats around this starting area. I might be able to craft a bow real early. Yeah, I can already craft a bow. I need to find thistles to make arrows, but I can already craft a bow, which is pretty cool. How long until we get more science? So that's about a minute. Every minute in-game takes about 1.5 seconds, almost 2 seconds. It's not quite a second, it's just a little bit longer than that. As you can see, it is starting to get dark. Now, I don't have any... Well, there's that armor. So it also increases your hauling strength. Now, when it says hauling strength, the maximum amount of stuff like blades of grass, you saw how I put them on my shoulder and I could carry a certain number of them. Normally the maximum is 5. I believe with a full set of red ant armor it becomes 7 or maybe 6. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've used that armor set. There's also this might hat, which is not part of an armor set, but it increases your stamina, stamina efficiency. So I think it both gives you more stamina and makes you lose stamina for everything. You just use less stamina for everything. Fuzz on the rocks. So later on you learn to make smoothies. These are like buff potions. You'll learn to make more and more of them as time goes on. You can also just load things into the smoothie station and see if it gives you anything. And if it's not a recipe, it gives you... I forget what it's called, but it's like an unknown kind of potion. And that will still, nonetheless, produce a health. So it'll just automatically refill health. Yeah, the full sets are more than the sum of its parts for the armor sets. But yeah, you can make a dubious potion that isn't like a set recipe, and it'll still do something for you. But even if you don't know the recipe, so I know Fuzz on the Rocks, so if I had these things, I could make Fuzz on the Rocks. But there's a whole bunch of other potions that you can make. And if you have the ingredients but don't know the recipe, you can still just load it into the smoothie station and make that recipe, which means you can just go on the Grounded Wiki. There's a pretty solid wiki for this game already, I'll point out. Just Google Grounded Wiki and you'll find it. So even if you don't know the recipe but you have the ingredients, you can just load them into the smoothie station and you'll still get the actual recipe to drink. Anyway, I just want to get rid of these things. Now, building. Let's talk about buildings briefly. You can absolutely build yourself a house. I haven't found much use for it. You can defend against creatures. Admittedly, I think because I'm playing on mild, like the difficulty level that I'm set on, I don't need major defenses. I just haven't found that I actually need them at any point. Now, normally if you have like storage, so you've got storage and you put food in there, things like the ants will be constantly trying to raid your house or trying to raid your storage baskets. So if you don't put your storage baskets inside a building, they'll get in there instantly. If you do put them inside a building, they'll have to break the walls down, and they will try to break the walls down. But I just don't put food in the baskets in the storage, and then you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, we've got a few other bits and pieces. So things like the chair, these furniture bits, they're literally just decoration. They serve no purpose. I think they are active, so like you can sit on the chair, for example. And then there's like stuffed versions of the animals. So if you get enough gnat meat and enough gnat fuzz, you can make a stuffed gnat and mount that. But it's purely decorative. It serves no purpose. These are all the things in the game that you've discovered, all the different ones. Some of them, when you discover one, like a red ant part, it'll give you related ones as well. Especially if those things are used in a recipe that you've discovered. Yeah, it is good fun multiplayer. I have not gone looking for my Xbox account. I know I have one because I'm sure it's associated with my Minecraft account is on that. But it's not. It doesn't appear to just be my Windows account, my Microsoft account, unless it is. At which point I've just forgotten the damn password and I'd have to go looking for it. But I mean, I want to solo this game. I want to get as far as I can and see how it is to solo anyway. Oh, welcome, nerd, by the way. Yeah. Oh, Yeah. So if you've got Game Pass, then
Ladybug coming
sort of
through.
works out. I was gonna say in Elite, I actually downgraded to a Python because the Type 9 is just so slow, and I don't know whether it changes the efficiency of my mining in asteroid fields at all, but it certainly made it more fun. Yeah, Python's great. It really did make a big difference. So yeah, that was good actually. That was something that you pointed out, that like Python's really good, and I'm like, well, is it? And I went and had a look at the slots and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I can still fit everything in there. And I mean, I don't need... Where is that? Oh, I don't need 300 or 400 odd cargo capacity. I never come back with that much loot. I come back with 100, 200 most of the time. I am currently entrepreneur, I believe, just from mining. And like I said, I still have not left that system. I've just been in Nanabozo doing mining and getting osmium, because osmium like is a 200,000 resource in that system, just in that system, not in all the other systems, just that system. So it's fantastic. So yeah, I really cannot justify leaving. I mean, I could leave and move on and go deeper into the galaxy and so on and so forth, and I'm just like, nah, screw it. I'm making so much money here. I'm about 10 million away from being able to afford an Anaconda, but then it'd be an Anaconda with no what's his face? 10 million, an Anaconda with no equipment, like base equipment. So I don't want to do that yet. All right. Oh wait, I still didn't actually craft the damn torch. Screwed that up then. All right, so that should have put that on the light.
Take that, vampires!
And there we go. So yeah, so a spear isn't two-handed, which is weird, because you can't... I guess when you carry stuff on your shoulder, it uses your main hand. So even though a spear is only one-handed, you can't use your main hand to use your weapon. But anyway, you kind of want to wait till it's... If you try to go to sleep too early, it tells you caution, you'll wake up in the dark. So you sleep for 8 hours. So I'll wake up at 3, which is, well, nearly 4, which isn't... It's still dark at 4. So what you really want to do is you actually want to wait around until your HUD indicator turns into night mode, like that, and the music changes. I'll still wake up in the dark, but I won't be as bad. I can stick around for a little bit longer. There's not much I can do in the dark, but find some things to do in the dark. We'll just collect a few more base resources. I don't need to do much. From here, as basically once it gets light, we're going to go and sort out this laser that's messed up. And then after that, we'll be moving on, and this base will no longer be useful.
Someone get that poor dude a tissue.
Damn it. I couldn't see him, and now he ran away because I ran into a goddamn leaf. Oh well, doesn't matter. Okay, that should be good enough. We'll go to sleep now. Yeah, I'll wake up in the dark, but it won't be that dark. Yeah, Anacondas are super expensive, but they're so worth it. Alright, so it's a little bit dark, so we'll wait. There's a dewdrop that's formed, so we definitely want that. Now you've got to be careful with the dewdrops. If they're going to drop and roll into
No
water,
women crime, but
you'll lose
better
them.
than nothing.
So don't expect to get a dewdrop and have it land on the pond and stay there. It's just going to become dirty water. So I need another one. There's another one over there. We'll go and get that one. And then I need to eat something because I'm apparently hungry. And then there's one more resource that I can research, which I haven't, that I know I can research. So we'll do that as well. Oh, come back here. Don't roll away. Sometimes if you do that, other insects will come and drink it.
Where are you off to, Ant?
An Imperial Cutter. Don't you need a military rank for that? I don't think I've got any military rank yet. Or is that the one you don't need the rank for, and then there's the one that you do? Yeah, the other characters do say different stuff. They all have their own personalities. Yeah, like Pete's a nerd, and one of them's like a brainy girl, and one of them's like a out there go-getter, and yeah, they do all say different things. Alright, we'll just wait a little bit longer, because this should... Oh, I actually have stuff I can cook. I want to cook all of this because I've got to research it. Just because it's free brain power. I should go research it, because that should absolutely have recharged by now. Yeah, and they all make cool noises. Like, that's the ladybug's noise. And the weevils and the gnats and everything. Yeah, everything has its own noise. Some of them more sinister than others, of course. Oh, I didn't know that crude rope can also analyze crude rope. There you go.
Science!
Acorn shovel in the canteen. That's how you learn those two. Alright, let's do the mushroom. Mushroom slurry. Almost there. So we'll reach another level that auto unlocks an entire tier worth of recipes. And I know every single recipe in that tier already. Oh well. Yeah, that's just to be expected. Right. Now we don't have the raw science. I might do it when I come back. I will be coming back this way. Hold still. So what is making that noise? And that's just the ladybug pushing through the leaves. And yeah, so see all the grass blades and stuff bend out of the way for them. So that's how you can tell there's something bigger on the horizon, as you see the blades of grass bending. It can be a bit worrying to head towards bending grass blades if you don't know what's there. That is the sound of an aphid that is stuck normally. I say there's no bugs. Actually, occasionally, an insect will spawn inside something, like clipping through a wall or a rock or whatever. It's pretty rare, but it does happen. Alright, I can cook that. And, oh, I can't cook weevil meat. What? That was gnat meat. I still need to research that one. Damn it. Alright, well. I'll just go hang around until I've got 2 more sciences. I still need to eat something. I haven't eaten anything yet. Have I even got any food pre-cooked in my inventory? I do. I have a cooked aphid, which I can eat.
Chow down.
So that almost refills my hunger. Have I got anything else? Nothing else that's cooked yet. Yeah, anything that's angry, their eyes glow red. I do not recommend taking on a ladybug for some time. They are pretty epic. They're not the hardest thing in the game, like spiders are worse. There's a lot of bugs that are worse than that, but ladybugs, don't underestimate a ladybug. They're pretty hardcore.
Science!
Again, aphid slippers. I've never made aphid slippers. I don't know what's so good about them. At 7:50, so we've got to wait around a little bit. Oh yeah, I said, so there is another resource, and that is, if you can find yourself a dandelion, there's one that's on the ground here somewhere. There. You can chop down a dandelion. At this tier. There's other things you can chop down, but because I'm still at the lowest tier. And they turn into stems that you can use. So yeah, as you can see, I can stack up to 5 things, and then I can't pick up the 6th one. And the other thing you can get is dandelion tufts, which you can research, and they can actually be used as parachutes. Although every time I try to use them, I get it wrong and fall to my death. But they're supposed to be for jumping from high places. If you use a dandelion tuft, you just glide. But I always get it wrong. Anyway, I do want to research these stems because there's a lot of stuff associated with this as well. So we need to research this. So that's all like the next level of building stuff. So building out of stems rather than grass planks is of course a stronger building. Now, going back to buildings briefly, the next level, or the other reason why you might want buildings is wolf spiders. Now, wolf spiders are the newbie bane because they are super strong, super powerful. You need some pretty reasonable equipment before you can take them on. And they just wander around randomly. Now, there is a game mechanic that for the first 3 days, you will not get any wolf spiders. But after the first 3 days, wolf spiders will just turn up. And then it's like, oh, I need a building to defend myself. And it's like, I've basically established that no, you don't, because the wolf spider's going to come through your building no matter what you do, because they're wolf spiders and they're super, super strong. So I don't see any point in just delaying the inevitable. You're better off to just run away anyway, which is what I do. What is that over there? Is that a walnut? No. Alright. So now we're heading towards the big laser, or we were, but I want to see what that is. Oh, it's just the end of a big fallen branch. I think this is a specific marker. I don't know. But yeah, this is a big sap clump. I don't actually have a hammer yet. I haven't made a hammer. Pebblet hammer. Excellent. I can make one too, so I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, the third tool, the hammer. Ow! Damn lawn mites. I was going to say I can hear more of them. I can't see them. Ow! I wasn't even going for the ant. Oh, that's the crow. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. So there is a crow that turns up from time to time. And yeah, there's definitely some mites that have spawned inside the branch. So yeah, I don't have to worry about them because they are clipped through the terrain. We'll worry about them later. Anyway, back towards the laser. I just wanted to have a look at that because I hadn't seen it before. There is a surprising amount of stuff in this garden that I've been around that I haven't seen before. Like, I know there's a main ant mound. I have no idea where it is. I've seen it once. I haven't been able to find it since. And because I'm not Googling things, like looking things up, I just don't know where it is. I know there is one, but that's it. Alright, so
Looks
this
like
is
that
why...
little red thing's itching for a fight.
This is why the laser is messed up. The lawn mites
Right up ahead.
have been chewing on the cables. So you have to kill all the lawn mites chewing on the cables. And deal with all the other ones as well. Because there's a bunch of them that aren't chewing on the cables and they will attack you. But the ones chewing on the cables will just sit there. Ow. Damn it. So damn many of you. And this is the first place where you really need a torch. Oops, that's not.
All right, Shadows. What you got now?
down into the dark. They're like freaking head crabs in Half-Life. Good thing is they're squishy, so they're relatively easy to kill.
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the red mites bite.
And then slime mold. So this stuff is a resource. It can also be used as a makeshift torch, but it's very weak. Pebblet hammer, we can go through here. That'll drop pebblets, which we will pick up. I don't know, I might need them. My inventory is full.
What the heck? Is something burrowing under there?
So yeah, I can't get them out until I've got a shovel. Alright, that's my inventory full. So now I need to decide what I need and don't need. Really don't need that many pebblets. I'd rather have more slime mold.
Scabby, additional flavor scheme available.
So that's just a cosmetic. And there's two things. There's sturdy quartzite and there's sturdy marble down here. It's good to remember that because I'll be coming back for them at a later date when I've got a tool capable of breaking them. I don't just yet, so I don't need them just yet. But that's basically everything that's down here. We've fixed the wire, or at least stopped the mites from chewing on it. So we can head back to the surface. Don't need to waste my torch anymore, so we can... Oh! Okay. Right, I've got so much stuff in my inventory, I can't unequip this. What don't I need? I definitely don't need that much plant fiber. I should make a couple more bandages. Because they stack, and that'll free up some space. Excellent. Then I can unequip my torch. Cool. Now, follow the laser. That's where home is. Also, you can totally see that home marker, as well as the exclamation point, which is like, something's happening over there. Why don't you go check it out? That's not always good. That has led me right into a spider once. I don't know whether that was on purpose or by accident, but yeah. It can and does happen. A lot of things in this game you can just run away from, like the red mites, they move extremely slowly. You can literally just run away from them. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this first episode of the release version of Grounded. You will see that if you're in the playlist, this is episode 8, and there are 7 episodes before, all of those being episodes that I played during the early access of Grounded, way back in January 2021. I had not actually played it between then and now. So I missed a lot of content and a lot of upgrades and things. But yeah, the game is out now and it's looking pretty solid and I'm enjoying it. Now I must sincerely apologize for the audio quality in this one. I recorded a 4-hour live stream, and so probably for episodes 8, 9, 10 and 11, the audio is going to be a bit sucky because yeah, there's no way for me to really check the mix until afterwards, and I didn't realize that Grounded's audio is really loud, especially the music in the intro bit. In future streams I will be fixing that, but yeah, there's nothing much I can do about it now, I'm afraid. So yeah, I do sincerely apologize. The second thing I need to apologize for is the placement of my head, which is right over the main UI element, the Scabby UI element, which is like the thing that your character keeps on their wrist, like a wristwatch. And that is your health meter, your stamina meter, your hunger bar, and your thirst bar. And those are important UI elements. And you kind of need to know what's going on with them, but you don't see them at all during the course of 4 hours of this Let's Play because my head's over it. In the next stream, I'm going to move my head, but something happens in every corner of the screen in this game. So I don't know where I'm going to put it that's going to be any better. I also don't have anywhere to put chat that isn't going to eventually be on top of something else that you might want to be looking at. It's a weird thing about this game that it's, I guess, not meant for streaming. Like, they certainly haven't put any thought into where streamers are going to put their bits. And that's fair enough. I mean, it's a game. It's meant for playing. It's not meant for streaming as such. I just happen to be streaming it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. If you did, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Makes it nice and easy to find all my content in one place. And definitely hit that notification bell because it's super random when I go live. If you'd like to chat with us, head on over to twitch.tv/quibs_au. That's basically where you can do live chat. I don't do live chat on YouTube when I do stream live to YouTube because it's just too hard to have two different chats on screen at the same time. And if I'm responding to a question or a comment, it's nice to actually have that question or comment visible on the video on YouTube when I upload these videos later, or the live stream, because otherwise I'm responding to something that you can't see and you don't know about, and it just seems weird if I just suddenly start, like during this video I started talking about Elite because Nerd Does showed up and he's previously been in a few of my Elite streams, and so I wanted to talk to him about a few Elite things. Now, if you couldn't see his comments, or admittedly contextually, the only reason why I'm talking about Elite to Nerd Does is because he's from my Elite streams. Anyway, you get the idea. It doesn't matter. Now, if you want to find my YouTube channel from Twitch, go to the About section, and there's a link to my YouTube channel there. And if you want to find my Twitch channel from YouTube and you can't be bothered typing, there is a little link in the bottom right-hand corner of my banner. If you just click that, it'll take you directly there. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.